the end of the day, and I'm gonna vent. So
get it.
So get it.
Get it out. Get it. Let it out.
At the end of the day, for me, it will always be fuck the police. I don't care if you say every cop's not bad. If every cop wasn't bad, they will quit their jobs and find another fucking career. You know? I've gotten into fights with people in my family who are police officers. They post this long ass bullshit post on Facebook talking about, we know Black Lives Matter. We know Black Lives Matter, but this is a giant. If Black Lives fucking matter, then why are you still a fucking police officer? Why? They're killing us left and right. As a black man, we can't even walk outside with the confidence that we'll return back. I have 2 kids at home, 2 small kids. I'm 23 years old, and I have had to rewrite my will at least 8 times since January, because shit keeps happening. That's sad. It's fucked up. My son is black, half Tongan. He looks black though. We've been to the grocery store multiple times. You have white kids look at him and say stuff to him that they shouldn't say. But kids will only repeat what they see, they will do what they do. It's about how they're raised. If I could, I would bring my kids out here, but it's dangerous. It's dangerous to be standing out here at a mural talking about police brutality. You don't know what's going to happen. Every time I go to a protest, every single time, you have the counterparts that show up, and it literally makes me go fucking crazy. Time has had to hold me back multiple times, because when they're in front of you, and you're a black man like me, that is your fucking, like in my mind, that is my fucking opportunity to say what the fuck I want to say and to do what the fuck I want to do. At that point, it doesn't go through your mind what the consequences are going to be. All these people on this wall have been killed, and it's been justified by the system. At the end of the day, we have to stand together in solidarity, whether you're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, Polynesian, whatever the case may be. If you don't see systemic racism as an issue, there's a fucking problem with you. I've been to many job interviews. I've been to a college. I've done a whole lot of shit. What's fucked up is when you walk into an interview room and you feel uncomfortable because you're black, because the color of your skin. You know? And this isn't about religion, but I'm gonna go there because I'm gonna fucking vent today. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there.
Do it.
Me. Here's a problem. February 2015, I made the personal decision to. February 2015, I made the personal decision to become a Latter-day Saint. At that time, that is just what I thought was the right thing to do for me. But there's a fucking problem with that. The problem with that is that when I walk into a church full of white people and I don't feel like I belong, that's a fucking problem. What has the church done or said for the Black Lives Matter movement But wait. Nothing. Besides the fact that they don't condone it. Well, if you don't fucking condone it, then why the fuck are you guys not out here with us? We have to remember that if you have black friends, anything like that, you have to remember that every single day it's hard for us to live a normal life. To be black in this country is very hard to do. No justice?
No peace!
No justice?
No peace!
No justice?
No peace! Woo!
Okay, we have disability screening right here. We have waters up here and pizzas delivered by UCA. Just kidding. We're sure they're fine. The ground is really dirty, but if you want to sit down, you can sit down. It's a vigil. Can we get an ally to hand out the candles? They're over here in that thing and light them. Don't set anything on fire. The race riot starts at 10. Wait until then. You have to have a sense of humor to survive civil rights. When I started in civil rights, I didn't have gray hair. Now these baby activists call me Grandma Lex. Grandma Lex. They do. Patrick Harmon was riding his bicycle downtown Salt Lake City. And he was obviously stopped by 3 police. If you're a white woman with a bike, right there. Look at this white woman. Yeah, raise your hand. Whose bike is that? Would the police stop her for riding her bike?
No.
No. They told Patrick, uh-oh, Patrick, you have warrants. You have warrants. Hey. Is there a death penalty for having warrants out for your arrest?
No.
Is there a death penalty for having warrants out for your arrest?
No.
Do guilty people deserve to make it to court?
Yes.
It's protect and serve, not comply or die. But Patrick tried to run away, and they shot him in his back and killed him. Then the officer said there was a struggle, and Patrick attacked them. But guess what? We got that body cam footage. Patrick ran approximately 6 steps before police murdered him. And then Sim Gill got on the news and justified that shooting. Justice for Patrick Harmon!
Justice for Patrick Harmon!
Justice for Patrick Harmon!
Justice for Patrick Harmon!
I'm about to introduce someone to the mic today. He lives in Logan. I drove up there because he said people tore down his gay pride flag and people tore down his Black Lives Matter signs. So I drove to Logan today and just stood in front of his house like this. And I just stared down his neighbors. Anyway, welcome to the mic, Mario Mathis. Sorry. Let me disinfect it.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's not necessarily the most joyous occasion, they've only arrested one police officer. Are black lives, do they conditionally matter? You know, I've met a lot of people in my day. So, I'm 45 years old. I think a year older than George Floyd. I've been a victim of police brutality. Police brutality is for those who are still living. The ones who have died, that is police murder. It's murder. There is no way they can justify what they did. They showed up for petty crime to Breonna Taylor's home, kicked in the door, so her boyfriend shot. He said he shot lower. The police officer that was shot in the leg. They fired over 30 times. It's unjustifiable. I've met many people over the years, and I've met people who have the trait or characteristic that black lives conditionally matter. I've been told by some of my peers, Mario, you're not like the other black people. What the fuck is that? In their state of mind, black lives conditionally matter. There are people white people who respect Oprah Winfrey or other celebrities, but they don't look at the people on the street the same way. Is that okay?
No!
That's definitely a sentiment of black lives conditionally mattering. That's not what we're here for. Even if we all don't get along, we're fighting for the same reasons and for all of the same people. And it's not just only the black lives, but other people of color. We're fighting for disabled lives. We're fighting for LGBTQ rights. So if you run into these people that feel like black lives conditionally matter, that's a conversation to be had as well. So I used to live in Atlanta. I moved here 7 years ago. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, but I moved here from Atlanta 7 years ago. The South. Lived in the South, and I will admit that's the place I've been called nigger the most times. However, the amount of racism, the quantity here in Utah, it is unquantifiable. It was unquantifiable in Georgia, but here it surpasses. My 7 years living in Utah has surpassed the racism that I've experienced living in other places. Why is that? This place is tragically riddled with racism. We are here to change that. We must change that. We must fight that. What are we going to do to fight that? We have to get out. We have to go out. We have to have these conversations. Don't always have the conversations with the people that are going to agree with you. That's really not a conversation. That's a meeting with people that agree with you. So, Breonna Taylor was 26 years old when she was murdered by the police. I remember being 26. It was almost 20 years ago. Almost 20 fucking years ago, I was 26 years old. Her life is gone. I still feel young. Her life is gone. Like, this place is pretty emotional for me. The last time I was here, I brought my brother down here. And he lives in Atlanta. He came to visit. He just left a few days ago. And when we left, they just started crying. They just started crying. These faces you see on the wall, these are real people that have died by the hands of police officers. We have to change this. We have to figure out a way. I remember being a victim of police brutality, and I'll give you one incident because there's many. There's so many. But I'll give you one where I was 17 years old and I was in Detroit, Michigan. The door got kicked in or blew off the hinges. The door didn't fly open like a door opens. It just fell straight down onto the floor. I don't know what they did. Battering ram or some kind of explosive, I don't know. To this day, it's still the loudest sound I've ever heard. I've seen car crashes, been in car crashes. I've heard guns firing. Still, to this day, the loudest sound I ever heard. The door slams to the ground, and inside is my mother, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother. So 4 generations of us sitting inside. It was my great-grandmother's birthday. She was up in her 90s by that time. In her early 90s by that time. She lived to be 100. The door falls down, and all of these men in black uniforms come in. They cut the power, so the house was dark. They come in black uniforms and no police badging. It was covered up by Velcro, we would find out later. It was probably 12 police officers came in to do a drug raid. Now, my uncle did live there in that house. And my uncle was a doctor in Michigan, and he was a drug addict. That was his MO, to be a doctor, so he could get some drugs. However, they came to that house and did a drug bust. They found no drugs. My uncle wasn't present, and all they did the whole time they were there for about 45 minutes was stick guns in our faces with like spotlights on the ends of them. Just a gun in my face, a gun in my mother's face, and they told us all to get down on the ground. Again, remind you, my great-grandmother is in her 90s. So my mother said she could not get on the ground. You know how the gentle police officers responded? Shut the fuck up, bitch, and get that bitch on the ground. So I jumped off the ground, and I said, you won't call my mother a bitch or my great-grandmother a bitch another time. So then they grabbed me and said, arrest him. We're going to take you to jail. See how tough you are in there. We're going to take you to jail. So I said, all right, take me to jail, but you will not call my mother or my great-grandmother a bitch one more time. Yeah. 17 years old. So eventually they just let us all go about 45 minutes later. After searching the house again and again throughout the house and didn't find anything. He was a drug user, not a drug seller. What if they start kicking in the doors of every drug user? They would have to go kick in their own fucking doors.
Facts.
So again, black lives do not conditionally matter. People always have their go-to, oh, but George Floyd, you guys are protesting, but he wasn't such a clean-cut individual. Who the fuck cares? He deserves to be alive. You don't murder black people or people, period, because you think they're guilty of something. Where's his day in court? If you think he's so guilty, they didn't care. They didn't care about him. It was racism. This is what racism does. This is why our country is in the state that it is. Racism. We have to change this. It's unacceptable. I don't know what more I can say. You know, I'm glad to see every one of you out here tonight. It's always inspiring if I see one other person that stands up for justice. Just one person. You all are incredible for being here tonight. Go out and continue to destroy racism, to denounce racism, to stand up against racism. Tell people that Black Lives Matter. You know they're going to disagree. And when they do, we have a message for them. Not only do Black Lives matter, they don't conditionally matter. Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, another round of applause for Mario. Mario came down here. Black Lives Matter cooks Thanksgiving dinner for the homeless. I don't believe in the holiday Thanksgiving, so I made the entire chapter take the whole day to serve Thanksgiving to the homeless. And then Mario brought Tillamook cheese for the mac and cheese. That's rich people cheese. When I drove to his house today, I realized why these white people hate him. He has a bigger house than all of them. Black people make money. Yes, we do. Probably drove here in the Lexus. Watch your card. The movement is long. The movement is long. There's someone who's not on this wall, but I talk about him a lot because it's the case that broke me. Because I've been here for 7 years. Woo! I'm so sick of this. Never seen justice in 7 years. Never! Never! Not one fucking time! Antonio Martin, little kid, had a cell phone. He pulled his cell phone out and started filming the police. And the rookie cop, shot him. Shot him. Emptied his clip. And Antonio fell on the ground and he lived. And his mom heard he got shot. So his mom came to the scene. And he cried for his mom. And the cop wouldn't let paramedics through. And his mom screamed, and he screamed for his mom, and they let him bleed out in front of his mom. And that's when I started buying whiskey. And I started maybe with a few drinks. And then I took a bottle to go to bed. Because these people haunt me. All these people haunt me. And I will get justice for them! Fucking will! I'm 3 years sober. And don't offer me any whiskey though, okay? Next up to the mic. That was my vent. Tonight's the night for you guys to vent. Your pain is valid. Your anger is valid. Your feelings are valid. Who wants the mic? All right, welcome to the mic. Tie down me after I sanitize it. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out here. We're out here again. Another day of grief, mourning, sadness, frustration, anger, hate, disgust. We've heard people talk about the fucked up system that we've been fighting as a people for centuries, so I'm going to go a different direction. Because we fight the system and we fight society. Y'all aren't going to like this. But I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make change. That's why when you talk about me in the streets, I keep my head up because I don't care. I'm not here for you. We've got people that call themselves allies. Those are people that are supposed to be here to support us, to back us, to get us through those hard times, to use their privilege that we don't have to help us get the change, the justice, the peace, the safety, and the fairness that we need, that equality. But they weaponize that. They weaponize it to the point to where they've turned some of us against each other. Some of you are here, and I don't know why. You'll cry over Breonna Taylor, who you didn't know, yet you smiled in the faces of many of us on this platform. You caused us pain and grief, and you have the audacity to be here. You are part of the problem that we are fighting as a community. If you've said anything negative about a black woman, if you've done anything to cause somebody else to try to attack a black woman, you shouldn't be here because you're an all lie.
Yes.
Go home. We don't need you. We don't want you. We have people that know what it's like to be an ally. We don't have people that are misappropriating our culture, that are smiling in our faces and saying that they're doing things for the cause and stabbing us in the back as they smile in our face. As black people, we've already gone through enough. We are going through enough, as you can see. We are here mourning. Stop being a fucking problem. I'm trying to be nice, so I'm not going to call out names, but I don't know why you're here. I don't care if you're in the back, I can see you. I see you standing in the front and on the side. You disgust me. But this is not my protest, so I'm going to keep your name quiet. But you know who I'm talking about. We are here because we deserve justice as a people. Black people, brown people, black men, black women, brown men, brown women. We fucking work too hard to get nothing. And then you think you're going to come over here and do the same shit? No. No.
I'm guilty of this. I had somebody tell me that another black woman was disrespecting me. My response was, fuck her. I became part of the problem because I let white people pull me into that bullshit. We've had some of you white men disrespecting the bodies of black women. Do not lay with her and lie to her. And then bash her fucking name to another black woman. Fuck you. As a white woman, if a black woman tells you something, do not run back and tell somebody what she said. That was incompetence. You're starting fucking problems. As a black woman, figure it the fuck out. Know that you do not side with people who don't give a fuck if you live or die. I don't care if they no longer want to be white supremacists. You stand with your fucking sister. If you don't like her, you beef with her in fucking private, not in fucking public. You don't throw another point in the fucking wall. Know your role. Know your role. We are royalty. Do your history. We come from Queen Nefertiti. We come from royalty. Act like the fucking kings and queens we are. Stop this. We are satisfying the devil. Like I said, I'm not here to make friends. I own my shit. If you disrespected another black person in this movement, make peace with them. If they don't accept it, you did your best. Black people, get it together. Brown people, if you don't like us, stay away. White people, if you're struggling with allyship, if you don't know where your lines are, bow out gracefully. Because as of today, I'm going to start calling you out. I'm not going to do it tonight because this is not my platform. This is not my protest. But you guys are on my radar. Don't think because you're here and I'm not calling you out that you're getting away. We know who you are. I'm telling everybody who you are. You're not our security. We don't need you. We've secured ourselves for centuries. And we will continue without you. You have brought people into this movement that we have kicked out. You don't get to tell us who we trust as black people. When we say we're not safe around somebody, do not, when we throw them out, dust them off and bring them in the back door. Fuck you. I'm tired of your bullshit. After tonight, I don't give a fuck what you think, what you say. I will call you out. First, middle, and last name. I'm tired of your shit. Just know, you will no longer slither around. You will no longer lowball. You will no longer stab in the back, disrespect, lay with us, and disregard. We are human. We are here. We are not leaving. You will respect us, or you will get dragged verbally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and fucking physically. I'm not afraid. Try me.
Thanksgiving from a Native American full blood. And Sim Field's a real gangster.
Round of applause for Vonda.
I got one of these trees here. Myths and prayer and politics. It's in the Constitution. It's like myths and water and oil. Now some of us, we're in Standing Rock, and we know that the government will never give a shit. My grandpa's Chief Bigfoot. You want to talk about the bangs? Talk about the Hotchkiss gun. It's called historical trauma. It's called prayer. We've been killing generations, 500 years of resistance. It took us 100 years to catch up to all of these squatters who live comfortably. We're the Mormon Church, liable. Write a letter. We got a sweat lodge at the Utah State Penitentiary. This isn't even about that. Right over there is where Bernardo lost his life. His mother and his family feed us here. So we can still keep doing these trees here. Because this is called a non-violent direct action. And we learned this in Standing Rock. Because it's all about prayer. It's about healing. generations of trauma and genocide. We know about white privilege. We know it's black privilege now. But we indigenous women, there's murdered, missing, and indigenous women. And I'm going to say they have a voice here because they're now beautiful starlight up there in the universe. We have a voice in this circle as allies. This is a we platform. Stay unified. Please don't speak that language because a lot of us have PTSD. I'm a survivor of violence on the streets here. So fuck you, Simgil. So we got something to say, but we're not going to be predictable here. We are not going to incriminate ourselves. We are federally recognized. This can all end up tort claim, bad man clause, and hold the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints liable. You share with the black man, you honor Cain, because Abel does not look too good here in a Lamanite way. On all creeds and three-letter count cheers. All black people are sacred, all nations and all tribes. This woman that lost her life, justice be served. Justice be served for the young 13-year-old handicapped child. Here in Salt Lake City, Utah, you took the cake. You took the cake. And may the Lord have mercy on the oath that you took in front of justices, because we believe in Old Lady Blind Justice weighing them scales. Because in Wounded Knee, we already made Custer shit his pants, so we're trying to get to World Court. So fuck Thanksgiving if I have to bake a turkey and throw it down in front of Sim Gills as a peaceful demonstration to listen to us. Because we're not making a spectacle of ourselves across the United States. Can't you see our people are complying here in Utah? Honor the black man in an Lamanite way! Or give us our gold plates back. We'll hold you liable. And not blood running in the streets. Honor the black man. And give this woman some peace. Good grief! Don't talk like that here. My daughter's Lakota name is Napewashtewi, means good hands woman. These trees are gifts for the women whose hearts are still ripped open. Their hearts are ripped open. Their children's faces are on this wall. Have you no shame? Don't do that. Leave this place holy. You have black business all out there. I sandbag Salt Lake City. We can get through this pandemic. We really can. We're in a very high pinnacle state here in Utah in the pyramids of the Rockies. This might look like the new Illuminati here, called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but we Native American, we can pray. We can use their spirit. And we could say exactly and do what Sitting Bull said. Take what you can from the white man and use it. And be better at it. Because you're forced to live his way. That includes take the spirit of Jesus Christ and use it. I don't know what that name is. But our beautiful language, we call it Wanikia, meaning survivor. So we come from Takini. We survived the Wounded Knee Massacre. I don't have to stand here on Front Street and say, look at me, I, and slander my allies. Stay unified. 500 years of resistance. It took us 100 years to catch up to Squatter Nation. Keep praying. Have faith. Fear and faith. It's like mixing water and oil. Stay unified. Forgive your enemy. We forgave the 7th Cavalry, and here the Hotchkiss family asked us if we could forgive them because their ancestors are crying out from the grave. We said, you know what? Compensation is bigger than the Holocaust. You kidding? It's about the principle. Our men don't dress up like men in black. We need to tell the Queen of England this is an epic fail. We need to tell Donald Trump and all of these to exercise and look at all of these other entities if he's really about the money. Because some of us are about the never ending. But neither is our faith, so we've killed many nations of squatters. Stay unified. Stay in prayer. Wounded Knee is the biggest police brutality case in the United States history. I'm with you. I am not against you. I've been with you guys all the way. You just don't see me. because we are the true hunters and scouts of Turtle Island. Kiksuya Pi, Kiksuya Ye. We're gonna get through this. We will get through this, but stay unified, please. I'm depending all of you on a brotherhood, black brotherhood, to help me also. As a Red Nation woman, indigenous woman, my womb is ripped open for what they did to many of us here. But I am not, I'm 50 years old and I know exactly how the Utah state works. I come up from Kearns. I know what a bully mentality is. I'm a system kid, so I'm talking out of experience. Please stay unified. Don't do that. Don't. Just remember these people, please. Remember these faces. Remember across the street, Bernardo lost his life. We chased KKK out of there the other night, or the other few weeks ago, and it's not worth it, you guys. Until you stay unified and they're thick in numbers, but you could beat them with prayer like we did in Standing Rock when we had $1 million, $50 million Operation Tiger Swine against us. We had $50 donated tarps, but our Creator said we can live, right down to eviction. And here now, today, we are called the Ocheti Shokoi Mineral Society. This is a direct, non-violent action of trees to beautify and improve this land for the women and for Bernardo's family who keep feeding us so we all can continue on. Remember, there are people here who don't idle and they plant trees and they're air protectors. Many people have a lot of invested here with heart and spirit, not just egos and money. We already did that at Thanksgiving so everybody can be comfortable. Stay unified, please, because a lot of us are triggered as 500 nations on a prisoner of war camp called reservations. There's lateral violence, and it does exist. So please calm down. And I say this in a good way, okay? I'm just here as a groundskeeper and just putting tobacco down and smudging. And my brother Carl, I don't know where he's at, but I love him too, and I'm very grateful he brought me to your beautiful action and movement here. But let's not slander or put each other down here, because we're all one, moving as one move, okay? One motion. Mene Wichoniksto. Have faith, okay? I love each and every one of you, and I just don't like all that other talk, so I had to say something. Right now, it's about the black man. So go ahead and, you know what I mean? We're with you as an ally, as a Native American here, okay? But it's your moment, okay? Our Uncle Russell Means says the black man built this empire for the white man, so let them get it in. We'll pray for you guys, okay? Be careful, because this government has no heart, no spirit, nothing. Look at Wounded Knee, look at Peltier. But we're with you, okay? All right, justice for all families. Stay unified. You guys, I love you. All right, have a good night.
Okay, real quick heads up. And it's up to you, okay? The white supremacists are on their way here right now. And this is the thing.
You're loud! You're very loud!
That means your lives will be in danger. And I don't expect you to put your lives in danger. You know why? We put our lives in danger every day. Every day. So if you want to go right now, that is okay. Okay? Because there are armed men on their way here. Some of us are going to stay here and make sure they don't vandalize the murals this evening. Okay? But I just want to give you a heads up. They're walking from Washington Square right now. Okay? To mess with us. I'm going to let some more people talk, but no justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
If we knew how to solve our oppression, we would have already solved it. If we knew how to solve our oppression, we would have already turned their body cams off. Like in the Brian Valencia case. Pretend you're Brian Valencia's mom. Brian was a Spartan race runner. And he had an addiction problem, and he checked himself into rehab. And rehab is 30 days. And on his third night left, we're not taking the thing. So if you're going to go home, you better go home. Thank you for coming out.
Let me go say goodbye to Tyler real quick first.
Yeah. Trying to get their license. It's done before.
Yeah, because they're here. They're from Washington Square, so they just said to everybody to leave.
I'm marching in Mexico.
They said that they're white supremacists are here, so we're like,
All the Mexicans on Uber?
yeah,
Definitely good to document.
Huh? Yeah. Nah, probably, I don't know. We ain't gonna let that happen, though. Alright, folks, show's over.